Welcome to Qualified Wrestle Hut. In tonight's video, we'll be investigating what really happened between Perry Saturn and Mike Bell. Was this a punishment for Mike Bell for hitting on Terry Runnels potentially? We don't know. Was this Perry Saturn just raging because of Mike Bell's inappropriate, moves upon him, landing him on his noggin, and the revenge and the rage just boiled? Or was this all a conspiracy to cause Perry Saturn to become delusional and become best friends with the mob? Tonight we'll investigate these theories and more. Welcome to Qualified Wrestle Hut. I am Andrew Sennedra. This is the Canadian Fruit Cup Captain Witchfingers, and today we're going to be discussing Perry Saturn versus the jobber Mike Bell and what went down that night in WWF. What sparked all this? Was it wrestling rage? Was it Perry Saturn and a split personality or schizophrenia? Was it a conspiracy from the back or Terry Runnels even? What really went down? And we're going to dissect all that right now as we dive into this. So ultimately the match started off, what did you say, pretty placid, tranquil. Maybe not tranquil, but Perry Saturn, Mike Bell are going hand to hand, no problems so far, and then it seems to be going all right. Then, Mike Bell does this thing, causes Perry Saturn to land on his noggin a bit, and then the rage comes out. Is this, an affliction? Perry Saturn gets hit. Is this where the split personality comes in and all of a sudden he's hearing voices? Is it Angry Cat in his head? Telling him, time to go ham, time to take this fucker down. Mike Bell needs to be punished, and then that's where he goes ham on this poor jobber.
It's funny because he came out as a pimp, and generally pimps are quite angry, so anger pimps, man. He's gonna kill you, man. It's funny because the first hip toss he kind of landed on his head, and the second one he's like, oh no you don't, he counters and doesn't get thrown over, and then he starts beating on him off. And then, you literally see him KO me, throws him on the ring, he literally lands right on his noggin. I'm like, oh man, this guy's dead.
And that hit and that land on his head, though, that might not be entirely Perry Saturn's fault. He did take kind of an awkward tumble, out there, sort of like, some sort of fat guy rolling down a hill. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, and then it's funny, they before he could get up and recover, he grabs him and bulldozes him into the steel to completely finish him off. I'm like, oh man, this guy's the spirit is ascending to the heavens by now.
Yeah, he was trying to flatline him. Maybe not quite as good as Ponytail Jackass. But Perry Saturn definitely, went and tried to flatline Mike Bell, and was that one of my other thoughts? Was this wrestling rage? Was that what took over, or was is that just a mistake in the ring? So Perry Saturn decided to go crazy and teach this guy a lesson. We see that sometimes a guy will sandbag or a guy will start going ham on one another with heavy chops, but it's hard to tell at times. New Japan guys go pretty hard, right? So was this a case of wrestling rage, or was it a case of schizophrenia caused by Angry Cat, or was this a conspiracy in the back? Did Vince McMahon or Bruce Pritchard send Mike Bell out to cause these mistakes, to have Perry Saturn be a loose cannon and go crazy so they could punish him and give him the old moppy?
I'm just thinking the voices in their head, when Perry gets shot on his head, he's like, oh man, you done it, you fucked up, I'm gonna kill you now. And then the other guy was thinking oh no, what's going on? This wasn't part of the script. Why is he going so ham on me?
Oh dear God, you're one of them, aren't you? Please God, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me.
Pretty much,
But, you know, what was this conspiracy? We got a couple conspiracy theories. Was this a punishment? Did they want Perry Saturn to become a goofball with Moppy? Was it Terry Runnels? Maybe Mike Bell tried to put the moves on Terry Runnels in the back, and she came to Perry and said, this hoser tried to put the moves on me. When he does something dumb, light him up. Light him up. It's go time. All aboard the fucking pain train now. You know, these are our thoughts. These are what we're trying to break down. Do you have any thoughts on what happened in this match? Was this pure, you know, rage? We've seen this happen before. Was this Perry Saturn losing his mind, you know, the schizophrenia kicking in, or was this a conspiracy in the back? There's many theories that could come from this, but we all know Perry Saturn is a bit of a wild man, you know, just like me. Look at all his tattoos. Look at his tattoos now all over his body. He's redone a whole bunch. He's got them on his head, his face, you know. The dude is a bit of a wild man, so who knows? Maybe he just snapped. Maybe he was like, fuck this jobber. You know, maybe if it was Chris Benoit or Eddie Guerrero landing him on his head, he'd be like, yeah, I respect you guys. This guy with the shorty long back, you getting the folk out. It's go time. Anyways, that's our thoughts on this interesting match that occurred in WWF. I'm curious what your thoughts might be, and if you have any matches, any incidences that happened all over wrestling. We'd be interested to see if there was anything else like this that we can dive into and come up with our brilliant theories. So how about you support us in Guelph Fight Wrestle Hut? Down in the comments below, share this stuff. We want to get out there more. We think we got some funny, good content here and some ridiculous opinions at times. So until next time, folks, how about some heavy wrestling?